Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick-em plays for Monday, March 10th, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. Get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get $1,000 extra for free. If you deposit $10, you get $5 extra for free. If you bet $2, or if you deposit $2, get $1 for free. However much you want, big or as little. It's worth using that promo code DailyDog. Friends don't let friends. Sign up with worse promo codes than DailyDog. One word on UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. And then also, if you're an existing member, Underdog is throwing out promos every single day. For example, today I'm opening my account. I got a 30% NHL boost, 30% college hoops boost, 30% soccer boost, 30% tennis boost. Well, guess what? I've got entries for NHL, college hoops, and in tennis today, so you can boost any one of my entries you want. And I don't have a soccer one, but you know what? Check out Sports Gambling Podcast. Click on the soccer tab, and you will be able to find soccer Underdog entries as well. So you can use all of these boosts on Underdog if you really are interested in doing so. But without further ado, let's get into my actual entries. Let's go into NBA entry number 1. We are going to be taking Morant lower than 27.5 points. It doesn't really make any sense to me that it's this high in this game. I know that the Suns are not exactly, the greatest team. You're not exactly worried about them too much. And yes, Ja did get over 27.5 last time he played the Suns. He had 29 points, but that game went to overtime. He was 1 of 12 from three-pointers. Like literally, if that wasn't a 151 to 148 point game, he ain't getting over 28.5, or he ain't getting over this 27.5 here. I think that it's just way too big of a number. I mean, again, he's had 2 30-plus games in his last 2 games. Great. All good things come to an end. Those are road games. He's back home. First road home game back after a road trip. Usually a little sleepier than people actually expect because they're getting back into the swing of things with their friends and family, everything back in town. Ja's averaging 21.5 points per game. I know it's the Suns. 27.5, way too high. Taking the lower. Just going to take my medicine there and live with it. I'm pairing that with Myles Turner, higher than 16.5 points. This is the other opposite end of the story. Myles Turner on the road against the Bulls here. This guy's been scoring quite a bit lately. He's fallen in love with the three-pointers lately. So Myles Turner higher than 16.5 point. Very actually low-hanging fruit here. Just to give you a little context, his last several games. Last game, 14 points. Okay, that was bad. Prior to that, 17, 16, 16, 22, 18, 23, 17, 17. So for the most part, in his last several games that he's played a full complement of minutes since returning to the lineup, fully healthy on February 20th, he has been good. And as I said, he's been firing a lot of three-pointers. Three-pointers help you sink into this number pretty quickly. Next, we are going to go, I should give you the full odds. That's a 3x multiplier, standard multiplier. Morant lower than 27.5 points. Myles Turner higher than 16.5 points. NBA entry number 2, Nikola Jokic higher than 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Nikola Jokic had a terrible game by his standards yesterday against the Thunder. I think that it's a good spot for him to reassert himself. A lot of people said Shea took the MVP from Jokic yesterday. Well, good thing that this play has 2 acts, and we're going to see the second act here. I think Jokic is going to be just fine in the rematch in the back-to-back games. Higher than 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Just for those wondering how he did yesterday against the Thunder, he had an absolutely terrible game by his standards. He was like 24. Yeah, it was 24, 13, and 9 yesterday. So to do some quick math, he had 46 PRA in a bad game, where he went 2 of 10 from three-pointers, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. 50.5, way too low. Give me big man Nikola Jokic higher than 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Pairing that with Jonas Valanciunas higher than 11.5 boards at a 1.08x multiplier. Jonas Valanciunas is the big man inside for the Kings. Knicks coming to town. I think the Knicks the Knicks are going to try to play fast. I don't think Jalen Brunson's going to be playing, so there's probably some worse shooters playing more minutes here than Jalen Brunson. More boards available. Jonas Valanciunas, I like the spot. Some people think Sabonis might come back in the lineup today. I don't think that they're going to rush Sabonis back in the lineup. And also, I think they can play with both Valanciunas and Sabonis on the court at the same time a little bit if the opportunity presents itself. So I still like Valanciunas to keep on doing what he's doing, even if Sabonis gets back in the lineup higher than 11.5 boards there. And again, I don't even think a full complement of minutes from Sabonis if he does play in this game. I think it really hurts like Jake LaRavia more than it hurts Valanciunas. But that is what it is. It's a 3.24x multiplier with Jokic and Valanciunas higher than 11.5 points. NHL entry number 1, Leon Draisaitl higher than 0.5 goals. I think that the Sabres are absolutely terrible. I think Draisaitl is going to get it done here with a goal, 46 goals on the year, one of the leading goal scorers in the NHL. Very much in play to get one here. I think that he could have 2 goals. He could have 3 goals. You have a hat trick in this game. I think the Sabres are absolutely terrible. I don't love the Oilers, but man, Draisaitl goal, perfect spot. Pairing that with Connor Bedard higher than 0.5 points. Blackhawks massive underdogs on the Avalanche. I think that that's a little bit underrated. They're a little bit underrated in this spot. 52 points on the year for Connor Bedard. He's been playing good. He's developing young player. Give me Bedard higher than half a point. This is 3.24x multiplier. NHL entry number 2, we're going to go with Stuart Skinner higher than 2.5 goals allowed against the Sabres. I already talked about how I don't hate the I don't hate the Oilers in this spot. That being said, I still think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's like 5-3 Oilers on the road here. So 3 goals allowed for Stuart Skinner. The dude ain't that good if you ask me. Pairing that with Clayton Keller of Utah Hockey Club higher than 0.5 assists, 49 assists on the year, 72 total points. Clayton Keller going to get on the stat sheet versus the Maple Leafs. I do declare 3x multiplier on Skinner higher than 2.5 goals allowed. Keller higher than 0.5 assists. College hoops, 1 entry today. Mitchell Saxen, St. Mary's higher than 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I don't know if this guy's going to go deep in the double digits in points. I don't know if he's going to go double digit boards. Maybe both, hopefully both, and let's make it really easy here. Mitchell Saxen higher than 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists as St. Mary's takes on the streaking Pepperdine Wave. Cinderella story ends tonight. In my opinion, I think St. Mary's is going to crush Pepperdine, despite the fact they won as a massive favorite yesterday. Ain't going to be that easy against St. Mary's. Then I'm going to go another West Coast Conference tournament match. Ryan Nembhard, higher than half a three-pointer made. Just 1 3-pointer for a guy who's making 1 or more basically every single game. That's pretty crazy in a big semifinal spot like this. 2.46x multiplier, low-hanging fruit. Let's roll with it. And all right, let's go to the tennis entry number 1. Taylor Fritz, lower than 21.5 games played against Alejandro Tabilo. Tabilo, awesome player, good guy, good competitor. Not right now, though. Not healthy, not in good form. Taylor Fritz in front of local hometown-ish crowds. He's from Southern California. Obviously, Indian Wells is Southern Florida, or Southern California. Why do I keep saying Florida? Indian Wells is in Southern California. Taylor Fritz has won this tournament before. I think Tabilo is going to be out there and get crushed pretty quick, broken pretty quick, and Fritz is going to hold serve. I think we're looking at like 6-3, 6-3, under 21.5 games played for Fritz. Then Belinda Bencic, higher than 21.5 games, or higher than 21.0 games played, I should say. Against Dinah Schneider, Schneider's probably going to lose a set 6-1 and then go to a decider in the third. I think we're going to go into 3 sets for sure in this matchup. This is a 3x multiplier with Fritz higher, or Fritz lower than 21.5 games played. Tennis entry number 2, Carlos Alcaraz, lower than 21.0 games played against Denis Shapovalov. The court conditions favor Alcaraz. His comfort on this whole tournament, and him as a multi-time previous champion, is great in these conditions. Shapovalov is going to get embarrassed here. Alcaraz is probably going to win this like 6-2, 6-2, lower than 21 games played for Carlos. Then Emma Navarro, higher than 21 games played against Donna Vekic. Navarro just goes into third sets, and she can't win on her serve, so she has to make it go so late that her opponent is too tired to play anymore. Higher than 21 games played, 3x multiplier. Lotto entry number 1, Leon Draisaitl higher than 1.5 points. I think that's a good spot to get the higher than 1.5 points on a guy like Leon Draisaitl in a game, I think, where they're going to score plenty of goals against the Sabres. Then Tyler Bertuzzi, higher than 0.5 points as the lowly Blackhawks travel to face the Colorado Avalanche. Then Nikola Jokic, higher than 29.5 points. You all must have forgot I had a game where Shea scored more than me yesterday. Well, now I'm going to remind you exactly what I'm all about here if you're Nikola Jokic. RJ Barrett, higher than 1.5 3-pointers made. He's actually been hitting this a couple times lately. I love it. RJ Barrett shoots enough 3-pointers to hit this consistently. Couple ticks up in the percentage. This thing's going to be easy. 17.18x multiplier or 10.3/2.86x flex. I do recommend flexing these lotto entries. One more lotto entry for me. Myles Turner, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. I know he's fallen in love with 3-pointers. I think that against the Bulls is a great spot to hit 4 or 5 3-pointers here for Myles Turner. Walker Kessler, higher than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Dude's basically getting this many boards in a game. I think this is a very low number for the man from Utah as they get killed by the Celtics today. I still think he's going to get enough opportunities to get the board. And Bam Adebayo, higher than 24.5 points. Bam is also a guy who can, can streak score-wise. I think that higher than 24.5, definitely in the realm of possibility here. Lastly, Martin Necas of the Avalanche, higher than 0.5 goals. I think they're going to score 4 goals at least against the Blackhawks. So get one there, Martin Necas. 25.47x multiplier or 15.28x/3.82x flex. I do recommend flexing these. Don't go crazy on those lottos. We had a lot of winning slips last week. Let's get some more winning entries today. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your picks. Let's make some money.